Do you think he deserves to be in that discussion, or as a coach, do you say, no, let's just keep his mind here?
In terms of me, I'm not going to discuss that with him, but I believe he's the best quarterback in the country, the best quarterback, one of the best players in the country. So if that warrants that he's in that discussion, then so be it. But I believe in Deshaun. I think he's earned, the opportunity if he's going to be talked about, but I won't bring it up to him. I won't discuss it because our focus is, let's go win games. If we go win games and we're productive on offense, then, however it shakes out, we'll get what we earn.
When you think about the way that first half went for Deshaun and the stakes of that game, was that second half and the way he took over, was that one of the best performances you've seen by him in the second half or in any half?
I think so because I've been in situations around here in the past where if we come out and we're struggling on offense, then we don't finish. And so I was proud of his leadership, and I told him in the locker room, I said, dude, you're the best quarterback in the country. I'm going to ride you. We're going to run you a little bit. You're going to find your rhythm. We're going to go win this football game. And he believed that. He came out and he showed that. And in the first half, there were a couple situations where I think he got hit when we had a miss ID on protection where he shouldn't have got hit. And then he had a couple balls batted, so I thought he was forcing a little bit, especially on the throw to Wayne because he had a ball batted, so he was trying to get it up and over. And then he just mislegged down the middle of the field. Just, every now and again he'll have a throw where he's not going to make. I think there's a lot of high expectation that he's going to complete, every single pass, and he's going to be perfect on every single play. But, he's just a sophomore. He's learning. He's growing. But very proud of how he came back in the second half and led his team.
Do you think that first half he was just a little too amped up, just knew all that was on the line, maybe felt a little pressure?
I don't know if that was it. It's hard to speak, but I tell you what, when I looked in his eyes before the game, I've never looked into a player's eyes and saw the focus and the determination that he had. I thought he was ready to go. He was prepared. And again, I think over the course of, possibly getting hit that one time when we gave up a sack and then having a couple balls batted, that he might maybe tried to force a couple things, as opposed to being over anxious.
Tony, this has been a big week for this team, and these guys aren't college kids. Is it a point of emphasis at all this week to kind of keep them calm and just kind of get them back into, okay, here's our next opponent mode?
Well, that's the message every week. It's that windshield mentality that we're not looking back and we know where we want to go, but we understand that our plan to win is what's gotten us to this point, and we can't deviate from that. And then there's some perfect examples out there. You look at the game here last year, it's a lot of the same guys that we're playing with, they're playing with, and it was a 16-6 ball game. I think it was 9-6 late in the game. So these guys are going to come to play, and then you cut on the film and you watch them early in the game versus LSU at their place. So there's a lot of evidence, and then you just look at Michigan State and Nebraska. It's you got to come and bring it every single week. So we'll go back to Monday. Today's Monday. Let's go do what we do on Monday. Same thing on Tuesday.
Do you guys at all now, because maybe Clemson's biggest games, most noteworthy games are behind it, perhaps? Is there any kind of thought about style points, things like that, protecting position, protecting playoff position because of what you have to do?
Not from my perspective. And, Coach Sweeney, that's not how Coach Sweeney is. The biggest thing I want to stress to the offense is, we got a desire to be one of the most explosive, one of the best in the country. Let's go chase that. Let's go be that. And also, too, you got to look at it. You got to continue to play, good football and execute at a high level if you want to get to where you're going. So you can't take any game off. You can't take any opponent lightly. And now, because we have that bullseye, we're going to get the best shot from everybody that we play.
I've been meaning to ask about Zach, and you've covered that. I apologize, but I think he has an extra year that he can play, but then he's listed as a senior. Has he decided to skip next season? Will he be back, or is that not?
That's a decision that he made. I think with the way that things have gone in his career, where he's at a point to graduate, kind of what he wants to do in the future. As of right now, he's kind of decided to list himself as a senior. Now that's subject to change. That's a decision upon his part. But right now, I think this is going to be his last year.